Okay, let's go over the 3 new macros that I've created to farm the new Thriller Park Infinite. Let's go. Alright, so I'm gonna go through this pretty quickly, but I'm gonna say these 2 things right now. So there's one macro that's gonna be a little bit more risky, which is the one that I like to use, or there's a safer macro, which is the one that where you use more summons. But here are the requirements. For the risky macro, you're gonna need at least 1 money unit, hybrid or hill. I recommend Jalal, Ghetto, or maybe Miriam if you still have him and you don't have others. Strong ground unit, maybe like Sukuna, Gojo, anything like that that could stay on ground, easily able to be upgraded and is strong enough to damage units to go through shields, etc. Hybrid supports like Gray, Rukia, Corona if you already have her, just anything that'll slow or stun. And then you could even bring Erwin for the damage buff, but that's a little bit more macroing, which I don't like to use, and decent Wi-Fi. Now for the safer macro requirements, you're gonna need at least 1 money unit, and to replace the strong grounds, or at least to add on, you're gonna need summon units, maybe like Erwin, Lucy, hybrid units because you can't place them on the ground. There's gonna be no hills around you when you're doing the safer one, so you're gonna need strictly hybrids. Strong ground units, just like Gojo, etc. Kind of similar build with the risky part, but you're gonna need summon units, hybrid, support or stun. I recommend getting Gray, and then decent Wi-Fi. And then we're gonna get into the statistics later, but let me go ahead and start with the risky macro. Alright, so here's the macro right here. I'm gonna go ahead and start it up, but if you already don't have tiny tasks, get it. I forgot to say that, but it's one of the it's the main requirement. So learn how to use the tiny task. There's quick tutorials on YouTube, but I'm not gonna go through it right here. I'm just gonna go through the macros. So when you first start, of course, place it wherever you want, and then click join, and then click in the middle just in case you don't get in the game and the screen's not full screen. So just keep clicking in the middle once you load in, and then once you do load in, you're gonna go ahead and whoops, I skipped too far, but you're gonna go ahead and click the event on the left side, because once you click the event, it's kind of like an instant teleport to where you're going. So let me quickly skip to the part. So right here, as you can see, I'm spam clicking event as soon as I get in, and then once I do get in, I just go ahead and move towards the little Thriller Park area. So hold AW, so just go through it and then move around a little bit just in case you don't get in there. You know, your Wi-Fi might be bad, your loading might be bad, or the game just doesn't want you to get in there quickly. So move around, like wiggle around, right? Just shimmy. And once you're in, I'm gonna show you guys 2 angles. This is the angle that I like to use because I've been seeing this angle more. It's kind of like towards your side and then like an upper angle, but I'm gonna show the other one later on, but for right now we're gonna focus on this one. So once you get in the game with this type of angle, and this is the macro that you want, go ahead and go to the left side, hit this wall, go down holding S, and then once you hit that tree, hold DS, and then go towards the right side, hitting this little wall fence, and then once you go to this little wall fence, hold D and S to go towards the gate, and you hit this little pillar right here, which will stop you and align you every single time at the start, which is honestly really useful. I don't know how I keep finding these, but once you get there, go ahead and hit W a couple times and go towards the front, meaning that you're gonna have a hill area, a nice space for the ground area at the front, probably for your supports, and to put all your strong ground units to hit all these areas, especially for Gojo, because then he'll be able to hit every single laning unit or enemy right here. It's gonna be great. And you can place your Bulma in the back, which is the loadout that I like to use. Once you're done with that, wait for it to start, or you can start it by yourself and then you're good to go. As you can see, this is my loadout right now: Gojo, Sukuna, Jalal, Gray, Nanami, and Bulma. Of course, Bulma for a little bit of money, Nanami for overtime damage, Gray for that hybrid stun, Jalal for that, you know, hitting air units since those spirits are really annoying, Sukuna so we could use that dismemberment ability so we can take more damage, and he also has a bunch of AoE hits, so it's gonna take care of shields, and also Gojo because he has time stop and does a ton of damage. So right there's my build, and this I'm gonna fast forward this because I have to go through 2 other macros. So here's what the loadout's gonna look like. There's the full build. Jalal's up in the hills, I got Grays in the back, in the middle, at the front, so you can do stuns, Sukuna in the side, and as you can see, I'm placing them a little bit forward because sometimes the angle is not like the same every single time. Sometimes it might be even further up, sometimes it may be further down. So place your units towards the middle side, but still parallel towards the pathing, of course, so you can have more space just in case the angle is not correct. But once you're done with that, go ahead and keep upgrading your units, and this will take a while. It sometimes takes up to 40 minutes, and the reason why it takes up to 40 minutes is because you want to make it to wave 50, because at wave 50 it'll guarantee a free Moria. If you already don't know who Moria is, he's like this fat guy who ate the shadow fruit. Cool looking guy, honestly fell off. He was great during Kaido's time, but I'm not gonna get into his story right now. As you can see, average around 400 candies, which is really good for 40 minutes. That's decent, and you're gonna be sleeping anyways when you're gonna use this, or like AFK. And there we go. As you can see, Moria spawned. I'm gonna fast forward so you guys see where he's at. Where is he? He's not even past and he's almost dead. Oh no, he's right here. He's at the front. As you can see, all my units are focusing him. The dismemberments making them take more damage. finish. Moria's almost dead. It's GG, well played, and I take the dub from there. 111 candies plus a capsule. So that's a W. Once you're done with that, and once you know you've killed Moria, just wait a little bit more time just to make sure you actually have killed them, and then go ahead and sell all your units. Click here for a couple seconds because that's where all your rewards is going to be, just in case you don't click it in time. Click next for around 5 to 6 seconds, return to lobby, exit out, and then end the macro. Pretty simple and easy as that. And now let me move on to the other two macros, which I've already pre-recorded. Okay, so if you get summoned like this, you want to go ahead and go forwards, just jump up so you can avoid any hills, and then, oh wow, I did not mean to go all the way over here, but since we're all the way over here, let's just hit the corner by going to the left side. It's just more safer since the, you know, force field is right there. And then start holding S, you go through that tree for some reason, I don't know why. You go through all of these, jump over the wall, and then soon enough, you'll hit this little thing right here, the gate. And then once you do that, just do it a little bit more, just in case you're not there yet. And then tap B a couple times so you could hit this hill and the ground, and then move up. And there you go. This is perfect positioning if you're facing forward or if you want to do the forward macro. I already showed the other macro, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start this one. Place your main damage dealers over here, or your starting ones, at least the ground ones, and only put the ones over here that's either gonna stun or ones with circle AoE. Because if you have cone, you know, cone is better if it's at the edge of the lane because it'll gather up more units. If it's over here, it's only gonna be able to hit the AoE at the front, so it's not gonna be that useful. So if you have cone AoE units, place them over here. If you have Gojo or line AoEs, place them over here as well, and then put the stuns in the front because stuns will be very useful. People like Gray can hit air and ground at the same time, so I recommend using him as well. And then put your hybrids down after you place down your grounds. Don't upgrade your grounds first, upgrade your hybrids, because those air units, those flying spirit ones that Perona summons, or the summons by themselves, they are annoying as hell. So you want to get your hybrid up as fast as you can, and you should be good to go. So let me quickly just lay down all my units and show you guys what a setup would look like. Since I don't have the macro for this right now, I'm using the other macro, but it looks something fairly similar to this. I don't have the other units right now because I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the safer way to actually play this game or do the macro. So this is what the loadout would look like if you were facing forwards instead of like to the side when you first spawn. Now, if you want to play it safe and you spawn somewhere around here, spawning like this or like this, you want to go ahead and aim yourself to where the ground is still gonna be the same in either angle. So as you can see, when I'm like this, the ground over here is open, and when I'm in this angle, the ground over here is still open. So that's where I'm gonna have to put my Irwins or my ground summoning units. So if I was summon like this, place my Irwin down right here. And if that translates to the other angle, it will have to place it right around here, which there's still space. So you could place down as many Irwins as you want, place down Irwins, place down a Bulma right next to an area you know that'll be open. So yep, as you can see, if you hold down your right click and go to the angle, this area is open. So that's gonna be great. You can place your Bulma right here. Unfortunately, I can't summon my Bulma right now, so she's gonna be sitting there for a while. But then you can place down your Lucy right here. And since this is ground, and if you have a hybrid, you're able to place your other units down. So it's not all the way in the back, you're straight dab in the middle of the lane. So you could place maybe Gojo, you could place more Jalals, or any hybrid that you have, Ghetto maybe, and you know, some more Grays just so they can freeze them. It's just a safer way of playing it because then you're gonna be able to freeze them, kill them, get candies, and maybe get to wave 50. Most likely not, but if you're gonna play the long game, this is probably gonna take it into an hour or so, but still you're gonna get a lot of candies. And that's how you do the macro for all three types of angles, and if you want to play it safe. So good luck, have fun, and get to grinding.